All right, so this is a solution for 873. Looks like Mr. Singer has this table with a tablecloth that he wants to cover it with, and it's in the shape of a regular hexagon. And then there's these rectangular drapes over the side, and we got to find the area of the entire tablecloth. All we have is that this tablecloth has a length of 6 across and, excuse me, a rectangle with a height of 1. So from that information, we actually have to figure out what the entire area is. So when it comes to the hexagon, we're going to do what we normally do, find an area of one triangle. Let's just go ahead and break the triangle up. Let's say right here. So one triangle. And once we find the area of that one triangle, we can find the area of the whole hexagon. And then we have to find the area of each of the rectangles. Since we already know that the length is 1 here, all we have to do is find this length over here, which we'll call x for now. So because we know that that is something that we need to find, we can actually use the triangle in blue to find that length of x. Since we know that this side up here is going to be x, this will be x, and that will be x, and so on. So first things first, we'll figure out the area of this blue triangle here. Since it's a hexagon, we know that the central angle here is going to be 60 degrees. And we also know that each portion, if this is the center of that 6-foot line, is going to be 3 and 3. So every radius from the center here, I'll mark it in red, from the center to each vertex is going to be 3. So we know that this is also 3. The next thing is finding our base and our height. So our base is actually that x value, but we do need to find the height as well. So I'll mark this h and I'll mark this b right here. Since it's 60 degrees, we're actually only going to work with this top triangle right here, and it is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So that kind of upper left-ish triangle is what we're working with. We can use some trigonometry to find the values of h and b. First things first, if we took sine of 60, that 60-degree angle, sine is always opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite is going to be that h, and then the hypotenuse is going to be 3. So when we cross multiply to figure out the value of h, it looks like when you take 3 times sine of 60, we get 2.6. So our height is actually going to be 2.6. So now that we have our height, we just need to find our base. And in fact, when we find the base, we need to double it. I'll add the other b here because there are 2 of those bases. So to figure this out, we're going to use sine of 30. So I'll take sine of 30 now, all over 1, and that's going to be equal to b is the opposite of the 30 degrees, all over 3. So now when we cross multiply this, we actually get that b is equal to 1.5. So since this b is equal to 1.5 and there's 2 of them, we actually know that the entire base is equal to 3. Since this is equal to 3, that means the bottom here is equal to 3. And this is the same for every rectangle. So that x value at the bottom is equal to 3. So finding the area of one triangle is going to be pretty quick now. It's equal base times height all over 2. And we know that our base is equal to 3. And our height is equal to 2.6 all over 2. So when we multiply those and divide by 2, we get that it is 3.90 feet squared. And that is one of the triangles. For 6 triangles, we're going to have to take that 3.9 and multiply it by 6. And that means that the area of our hexagon is equal to 23.4 feet squared. So that gives us the hexagon's area, but we also have 6 rectangles. And each of these rectangles is a 3 right here and a 1 right here, which means 3 units squared. And now we need to multiply that 3 units squared times 6, which is going to be equal to 18 units squared. So for the entire area, let's call it total area instead, it's going to be equal to that 23.4 feet squared plus 18 units squared, which gives us a final answer of 41.4 units squared. And that is our final answer right here. So quite a few steps, but that is your answer. Hope you guys were able to make sense of it. Thank you very much.